Guys, how's everybody doing? Appreciate you being here. Great day inside of Neyland Stadium. Got an opportunity. Didn't know if the weather was going to hold off. It ended up being an absolutely beautiful day out there. Guys had a ton of energy and made a bunch of plays. And on both sides of the football, I thought defensively we started extremely fast, played with energy, got off the field and played assignment sound in particular early. Offensively, as the scrimmage game went on, thought we did a great job of getting into a rhythm, creating some big plays and operating really efficiently with our tempo, our ball mechanics, and I thought the quarterbacks did a good job of handling all those things really well throughout the day. Played air-free for the most part. We'll want to correct some things as far as decision-making inside the pocket, but took care of the football. And a really good day for us as far as our first scrimmage, first live action. Guys are going to learn a ton from this, and looking forward to moving on here as we get with them here later this weekend. With that, I'll open it up for some questions.
Questions? We'll start with Eric Kane.
Hey, Josh, I was wondering if there's been an update on the student conduct board findings regarding Caden Salter and some of those other suspended football players at the moment.
I do not have any update as far as their status within our program at this time. I feel like we're getting closer to knowing some of those things as it goes through the appropriate channels. And as soon as we have an update, you guys will be made aware of it.
Thank you.
We'll go to Rick Russo, then Brent Hubbs.
Hey, Josh, how you doing tonight? Talk about opening up practice Saturday morning, allowing the fans come in to see you all do your thing over at Neyland Stadium.
Yeah, for sure. Just I think it's a great opportunity. Our guys, since the moment I've got here, have worked extremely hard. We've pushed to improve in all areas of who they are and how they operate. The football field is a big part of that. They've put in 7 great days of work up until this point. Gives us an opportunity to go showcase in front of our fans, in front of the state, who and what we are at this point, but also forecast a little bit of who we're going to be by the time we get to the fall. And so an opportunity for our fans to come in and have an opportunity to see the work that our kids put in, who we are, and great opportunity for the state and for our players to get in front of or get inside of Neyland Stadium one more time and have an opportunity to go compete.
Thanks, man.
Coach Heupel, what were you trying to what was your main goal to accomplish today? One, in your first major scrimmage, and two, how would you rate the physicality of your team today in your first scrimmage?
There's a bunch of things that you're trying to get your football team to do. At the end of the day, when you get inside of the stadium and you get an opportunity to put guys on the sideline, they got to line up, get the signal, play the play, learn how to reset, go play the next play. You're trying to teach them what the game of football looks like in a real live setting with officials, ball mechanics, all those things, and trying to grow as a football team. So I like, we try to simulate a lot of that during the course of practice. There's nothing like being inside of the stadium and it being for real, coaches off on the sidelines and letting those guys play. A lot of positive things from today. I thought the physicality of it early was really good. I thought they played with energy, especially on the defensive side of the football early. As we got into the middle part of the scrimmage, I thought the offensive line, tight ends, and even on the perimeter, the way we blocked really improved throughout the course of play and tried to create and did create some vertical seams in our run game, created some big plays there, allowed us to play with tempo as well. So I thought there were a lot of really positive things from our football team here. I think, just in general, offensively, the ball mechanics, learn how to play with the tempo. Guys did a lot of really positive things, and defensively, I thought they reset from play to play in a pretty positive way.
Trey Wallace, then Mike Wilson.
Coach Heupel, how are you able to break up the quarterback reps today? What did you see out of them and how they're picking up your offensive scheme so far after the first big scrimmage?
Yeah, as we've gone from day to day in practice, each quarterback's kind of been designated that they were going to run with the 1s, the 2s, or the 3s on that day. You get into a scrimmage, it's a little bit different. They basically rotated through, got a set with the 1s. The next time they were running with the 2s and then the 3s. And as we got late in the scrimmage, kind of based everything off of play count and got those guys close to evening out a little bit. I thought all three of them did a really good job of managing the game. Communication was good, not great. We can be better in that area. I thought they pushed the tempo. Were pretty sound in their decision-making in the passing game. All three of them took care of the football and allowed us to move the football at times as well. So they're picking it up, never where you want them to be. You're always pushing to be further ahead, but they are a competitive group that's approached the meeting room, the practice field the right way.
Josh, I'm not entirely sure if you can comment on this, but with Saturday's open practice, is that something you expect recruits to possibly attend on their own to come and see what you guys are up to?
Yeah, we opened it up for our fan base, giving them an opportunity to come into Neyland Stadium and have them have an opportunity to check out who we are as a football team, who we're becoming, the growth that those guys have put in since they got a chance to watch them at the end of last year. That's the primary focus there.
Wes Rucker, then Austin Price.
Yeah, Josh, how do you feel about the numbers there that you've got at inside linebacker? And what are you seeing from those guys? And because obviously there's a lot of names there that haven't gotten a lot of playing time before or new to the position. What are you seeing from those guys?
Yeah, for sure. It's a group that doesn't have a ton of experience as far as the playing time. Jeremy being out right now, coming back off of injury, and a guy that's played some high-level football here. But it's a group that continues to compete, push hard, work hard, learn the game from Coach BJ, and we're growing in that area. It's a position that's going to have to come on for us to be who we're capable of being when we get to next fall for sure.
Coach, two questions. I asked you this in your introductory press conference about recruiting the state. What's that been like? What's kind of reception have you got as you've talked to high school coaches or prospects across the state? And have you found it to be like just as big as you thought it would be as far as trying to recruit the state? And then two, when you're recruiting a quarterback, what are the intangibles you look for? Obviously, there are guys on your team that have different skill sets, so I'm sure you have to tailor it a little bit to what they do well. But is there a perfect formula in trying to find the Josh Heupel quarterback?
Yeah, I think recruiting the state is going to be critical to this football program. You look at the great football teams here. There's been a huge contingency that have been from inside of the state. It means something to them to put on the orange and white. There's a sense of pride, and there's a little bit of a sense of pressure with their family and friends, knowing that there's interest in what they're doing every single day and how the team's coming together and what their role is going to be on that. I think it's a really special opportunity for guys inside of the state to come in, wear the power tee. It's a 4-year decision, but man, you're creating a sense of power inside of your life for the rest of your life, man. You look at the VFLs here, the success that they're having, the network and connection that those guys are going to create while they're playing here with the T on the side of their helmet, but their name on the back of the jersey. It's life-changing forever. And that's one of the things that I've learned just in being here in a short amount of time is the importance, the legacy, and the buy-in from the VFL family and what it means to be a volunteer. And that's something that lasts forever. So I think that's a really unique and special opportunity for guys that are inside of this state to create a legacy and an opportunity for the rest of their lives. The quarterback position, man, when I got here, I said it, we've had tall ones, we've had short ones, we've had fast ones. We have guys that didn't run quite as fast as some others, moved around probably like I did back in the day. It doesn't matter. They're accurate. Some of them have had huge arms. Some of them have just been really great with their timing. To me, it's about the intangibles, man. You got to be smart. You got to be competitive. You got to be willing to go lay it on the line every single day, 365 days out of the year. You got to be able to demand it from the guy that's next to you. Those intangible things are what we're looking for in our quarterback here at Tennessee. We're going to find it, and it's going to be a guy that helps us lead us to a championship.
David Pascal and Vince Farrar.
Josh, I guess a quick two-parter. Who won the first scrimmage of the Josh Heupel era? And secondly, is that something you encourage? I mean, I know there's so much installation going on, but how much do you welcome the offense and defense getting after each other? Is it kind of a way to build things up to September?
You better be competing every single day. And iron sharpens iron. We're going to go good on good and make sure that we're pushing, challenging, and competing with each other every single day. That's on the practice field. That's inside the strength and conditioning arena. That's who and what this program is a cornerstone is going to be a part of our foundation is that competition. Having a heck of a lot of fun while we did it. Who won, who lost, man, I don't have a scoreboard on that side of it from today. I know there were a bunch of plays that were made by both sides of the football with each group. There were some things that were glaring that we got to get corrected. We're learning how to have winning habits inside of our program. We're getting rid of a bunch of habits that aren't going to help us win. The thing that I love about this group is that they listen, they're attentive, and they are working to become what they're capable of. The challenge in the race against yourself to become as good as you can, as fast as you can. These guys have accepted that in a really positive way and are starting to demand it from the guy next to them inside of the locker room. That accountability's got to come from within. And our group is starting to learn that and take ownership in it.
Josh, how do you handle in scrimmages? How do you handle tackling? What's your belief on that to the ground, thudding? Does it depend on the time of year? How do you handle that?
I think you're managing it different every time of year based on a play count with each group. We talk as a staff as far as what's the target is what we're trying to get out of the scrimmage, the number of plays for each group. As you go through a scrimmage, things are going to change based on injury here or whatever might happen during the course of it. You adjust as you go. Today was, full throttle tackle for 85% of the scrimmage. There were some situations with the third group where we played thud at the end of it, just based on the play count and trying to keep guys healthy at the very end of it.
And quick follow-up, what can fans expect in terms of the format for your practice on Saturday? Will it be like a typical closed door practice? Will it vary? What can they expect there?
It will be pretty close to what we go through on a typical day. Our guys are going to have an opportunity to meet tomorrow, hopefully learn a bunch from what they saw today, have urgency in making those corrections. And then Saturday, we get an opportunity to go out and get one day better. We'll have meetings beforehand. We'll get out on the practice field and we'll go to work.
Patrick Brown and Ben McKee.
Hey, Josh, you said earlier that midway through the scrimmage, the offensive line started picking up its physicality. I know Coach Golish early on said that group was maybe a little bit further along than he expected in terms of just how they're adjusting to this offense, which is obviously different from what they were doing. How do you kind of see that group progressing, and are you kind of seeing them kind of take on the way you want them to play in this offense?
Yeah, I think first of all, that group's got a lot of winning habits as far as some of the core values of what we're trying to instill inside of our program. They've grasped onto it. They're starting to demand it from everybody inside that locker room, and great offenses. Those five guys up front are going to take a lot of ownership in your entire offensive unit, and we need that group to thrust into that role a little bit for us and make sure that they push us in a positive way. It's a group that competes really hard. They know that they're going to be graded every single day. The rotation changes today with the ones, the twos, and threes. It was a game of mix and match throughout it. They're learning how to communicate in a really positive way. I think that versatility is critical as you get into the fall. Guy gets nicked up, you got to be able to move a guy from inside to outside or right to left. You got to find a way to get the best five guys on the field at that moment. And it's a group that I like what they're doing and where they're heading.
Josh, just having to break in a new kicker this year, just what have you seen from that spot these first couple of weeks of spring, and who's been repping at a punt returner and kick returner?
Punt returner and kick returner, we haven't had a ton of live situations. We had 6 guys back there working here during the course of a competitive drill today. We're going to find the guy that as we go through, we chart it every day, just who we trust back there catching the football first, and then who's going to take care of it, and then lastly, who's got an opportunity to be dangerous with the ball in his hands. We'll work through that process as we go through spring ball and get into training camp.
Last question, Mike Wilson.
Josh, your statement regarding Aaron Beasley Monday said you were awaiting further information. At this point, do you have the information you were looking for, or what are the next steps for Aaron and the program?
No, as soon as we found out the information, it came to us. We suspended him until the process is able to unfold and facts are found out. And at that time, once we have the information, then we'll make a long-term decision at that point.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Thank y'all very much.
Guys, appreciate it. Have a great night.